Hello and welcome back to Euro Football Daily, where today we are examining 5 players who will be out of contract this summer and could be a bargain buy in the upcoming window. 5. Jack Wilshere. Jack Wilshere is still yet to put pen to paper and commit his future to Arsenal after they included a pay cut in his new deal. Despite the Gunners having since upped their offer $10k to $100k a week, along with potential add-ons and a pay-as-you-play basis, the Englishman hasn't confirmed he will be the Emirates next season, with Wolves, Everton and Juventus all swarming over the 26-year-old if he opts to leave North London. The midfielder has been at Arsenal since he was just 9 years old, but a long list of injuries has dented the promising career anticipated as a talented youngster. Over the course of Arsenal's disappointing 2017-18 league campaign, Wilshere has played just 19 Premier League matches. Jack has a solid pass accuracy of 86%, but what is more important about his style of play is how he drives attacks from midfield, with 66% of all his passes going forward, showing he makes a positive impact. With just over 1,000 minutes of Premier League football this season, Wilshere has contributed just 2 assists and a goal, managing the same amount in the Europa League games alone. This might seem worrying for the Gunner, but in a team consisting of Ozil, Mkhitaryan and Ramsey directly contributing to the goal tally isn't Wilshere's main job, despite creating an average of 1 chance per 90. He is most threatening with the ball at his feet and completes an impressive 80% of his take-ons per 90, the same managed by N'Golo Kante and higher than any other Arsenal midfielder. Wilshere's stock currently sits at €19 million, but could be snapped up on a free if the Gunners can't convince him to sign the new deal. While Arsenal would look to the likes of 20-year-old Maitland-Niles to fill a gap should their once golden boy leave, Wilshere could be a steal for a team willing to focus on his fitness and give him more time on the pitch. 4. Emery Can. Emery Can has been running down his contract at Anfield while being publicly chased by Serie A giants Juventus for several months. The 24-year-old has been out of action since March after sustaining a back injury way worse than originally expected, so it's likely he's played his final game under Klopp, with his contract with the Reds expiring this summer. Emery Can has been a stable figure in defensive midfield for Liverpool, winning possession with an impressive 2.3 tackles per 90. That's higher than the 1.2 tackles managed by Moussa Dembele, who is continually praised for his excellent performances in the Premier League and has played exactly the same number of games as the German international. However, Can isn't as dynamic one-on-one as Dembele, who manages to beat his man 84% of the time. In comparison, Can has a take-on success rate of 75%. With an average pass completion of 86%, stats suggest that Can could be suited to the defensive nature of Serie A, as he is more cautious than his contemporaries, passing forward less than half the time he gains possession. While he might choose the safe option the majority of the time, taking part in Klopp's rock and roll Liverpool, Can has developed his attacking play, creating 1 chance per game, the same as Jack Wilshere. Despite hearing noises of interest from Man City, Bayern Munich and PSG, the man valued at €25 million by Transfermarkt is set to join Juve on a free to earn €5 million a season. 3. Marouane Fellaini. David Moyes famously brought Marouane Fellaini to Manchester in 2013 for nearly £30 million. But sadly, the 30-year-old's contract will run out on June 30th, 2018. He rejected their offer for a new deal in September, but is keen to stay in the Northwest, having already discussed United's hunt for the title next season. While Mourinho has defended Fellaini in the press, a rare move for the Portuguese, he has only played 545 minutes of Premier League football this season, starting just 4 times, proving that he isn't exactly a main cog in the United machine. At 6'4.5", Fellaini was disappointing in the air during his inaugural season in Manchester. But over the last 5 seasons, he's drastically improved, winning 63% of his aerial duels. For context, Lukaku wins only 51% of the time he competes for a header. Good with his head, he isn't so confident with the ball at his feet. When dribbling, the Belgian only beats his man 60% of the time and takes an average of just 53 touches per 90. In relation to his number of touches, Fellaini wins the ball more time than his contemporaries, 1.4 times per 90 to be exact. Magically, Fellaini has scored 4 goals, including the late winner against Arsenal in April, earning him some praise from the hard-to-please United faithful, meaning that he could be an interesting free transfer in the summer for someone. Probably Moyes. 2. Max Meyer. Max Meyer has been causing controversy in Germany after falling out with the Schalke board and is ready to complete his current contract and move on in the summer. The 22-year-old has been banned from training with the Schalke first team after claiming that the club bullied him in contract negotiations and refusing to work under sporting director Christian Heidel. While he hasn't made an appearance in the second-place side recently, he has played 28 of their 37 games this season and has undergone an effective transition from attacking midfielder to holding midfield over the last season or so. His defensive abilities have skyrocketed, with Meyer winning 2 tackles per 90, more than Xhaka's 0.8 and Henderson's 1.5 in the Prem. He is beating them to an interceptions, regaining possession a massive 3.3 times per game, trebling the number of times managed by Henderson and smashing the 2.2 times achieved by highly rated defensive midfielder N'Golo Kante. He also beats Kante in take-ons, beating his man 81% of the time. His stats disappoint on the attacking front though, making just 0.5 key passes per 90 minutes, less than Xhaka and Henderson, who both make over 1 per match. But that is to be expected of the player sat in front of Schalke's defence. And it isn't something to be put off by either. As a youngster playing in a more attacking position, Maya was compared to Santi Cazorla for his stature, strength on the ball and skillful dribbling ability, meaning that he could become a well-rounded midfielder given the playing time. Interest from Liverpool, Arsenal and obviously Bayern Munich has dominated the headlines. Currently out injured with an ankle problem, the man with a market value of €25 million could prove to be an excellent free transfer for a top club. 1. Giorgio Chiellini. Giorgio Chiellini moved to Turin from Rome back in 2005, but at the end of this season, the 33-year-old's contract with Juventus runs out, and Chiellini could be on his way out of Italy. A number of reports are suggesting that he could be heading to Stamford Bridge to reunite with his ex-manager Antonio Conte. So we're going to have a look at how the experienced Italian stats compare to some of the Premier League's best defenders. Having started 25 of the 35 Serie A games this season, the veteran has been a key figure in Juve's defence that has only conceded 20 goals over the course of the term. His strength at the back is supported by stats that prove he is still at the top of his game. Per 90 minutes, the Italian makes 2 interceptions. That's considerably more than John Stones and Cesar Azpilicueta, who both average 1.4 a game, and are considerably younger. The Premier League youngsters do beat Chiellini when it comes to tackling, however. Man City centre-back Stones averages 0.8 tackles per 90, while Tottenham's defensive stalwart Alderweireld wins 1 a game on average. Chiellini weighs in with just 0.7 tackles a game, but in his defence he has played more minutes than both those players and puts in fewer tackles and therefore losing fewer as well. Chiellini is very confident bringing the ball out from defence, and he has a 100% take-on success rate this season. With that flawless rate in mind, it might surprise you to note that the once Fiorentina man is raking in the same aerial success rate as Arsenal's calamitous Mustafi. The pair win just 62% of their battles in the air. While Chiellini might seem youthful in the eyes of 40-year-old Buffon, it seems that he could be left out in the cold by the end of the season. Transfermarkt have valued him at €9 million, but wait until the window opens and the old man could be leaving the old lady for nothing. So that was 5 players who are out of contract this summer. It's a massive list, so make sure you comment below with ones we've missed out. And if you enjoyed this video, why not check out Stat Wars The Champions from the weekend's Continental Club, and as ever, all the good content on FD2. Cheers.